Hello, everybody. This is Savion here with Managed Marketing Partners. I'm an AI consultant here in Miami, and today we're going to be building an app within HighLevel's AI Studio that can help you generate an avatar. And we're going to be using a free API that's available out there that aids in our creation of this. So within AI Studio, we can actually have it actually read through APIs, determine how we can use it, and then we can actually go ahead and create something using this API. Now, this API is free, license free, no logins or anything like that. So there's really no hiding of API keys or anything like that needed because it is open source, which is the coolest thing you can implement into an application or a component that you'd build with an AI Studio. So let's go ahead and, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with our framework, which is called Cupid. Cupid stands for Consulting, Planning, Implementation, and Deployment. So the consulting, we talk with our virtual assistant, our AI tool. Planning is when we go ahead and create that contract between us as a human and the virtual AI assistant. And then once that contract is in place, we go into implementation, which is the actual build. And then we go into deployment, which is when we push it off and we have a live audience seeing what we built, which is awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. I'm just going to share my whole screen just so you guys can see my whole process. So here is the awesome part about this. What we can do is we instead of having to read through and study this entire thing here, what we can do is have AI do it. It'll thoroughly consume it, understand how to use it, break it down for us as to what is possible and what are the things that we need to consider when building it, run through some ideas, put it on the contract, and then we build, okay? So we have this right here. Let's go to an AI Studio here. And we're going to go ahead and just start walking through this together here. So we're going to always start with, don't do anything yet. We are just talking here. This is your stopgap, okay? This is how you keep control. And so the AI doesn't just go jump right into the build and skip the consulting and the planning phase, okay? This is a very important phrase to use, and this is how you're going to use it every time to make sure we can have a conversation first before the build. So don't do anything yet. We are just talking here. I wanted to build, and I always say hello first. Hello. I wanted to build a avatar generator. I found this. I found an API that is open source that we can use. Do you think you would be able to read through the API docs and help us come up with some ideas of things we can do with this? I'd love to know your thoughts on this project and the ideas you'd come up with after reading the API docs. So I always say, I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this project because it gives your virtual assistant autonomy to be able to help you with decision making, push back on some things that may not make sense for the particular build. Because let's face it, guys, AI is smarter than us because it does have vast knowledge of everything on the internet. And so it's going to be the ultimate assistant for us. And so that's why I always consider it a member of my team. I have the smartest member of my team here, and it's called Ask AI, which is built right into AI Studio. So let's go ahead and jump in. And yeah, let's go ahead and pop that into there. Now, because of our phrase that says, don't do anything yet, we're just talking here, it's not going to actually build anything yet. It's going to start a conversation, and then we'll be able to drop the API docs, and we'll continue the conversation. And when we get to the implementation phase, it's the only time when it's going to start building, okay? So I'd love to help you build a avatar generator. I can absolutely read through the API documentation and help brainstorm ideas. To get started, please share the link on the API doc you found. Once you share I'll fetch the page, read through the endpoints and parameters, and suggest some cool features we could build, like a customized studio, a randomizer, bulk export tools, and specific thematic generators. Whenever you're ready, just drop the link. Okay, great. Here is the link. Don't do any build yet. We must talk. No, we will talk through ideas first, and then we will plan everything out. I'd love to know your thoughts on the API doc. Please come back with a summary of what the API does. This is just kind of like a check to make sure that it actually did read through everything. What are the specific limitations that it might have? And what can we build from it? I'd love to know your thoughts on ideas that would make a creative, engaging, innovative, all the fun acronyms, adjectives, the creative, engaging, innovative app around this API that uses all of the features available. Boom. So I just sent that out with the link so I can check out the API docs. It's going to read through everything. Oh, look, I got it. Doc Bear. Dice Bear, sorry, Dice Bear. So it's reading through and seeing what it can do. Basically, kind of what we would do is just read through everything, right? And look through all of this and blah, 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 right? But do that for us. And it's going to actually be able to put together some ideas of what we can do in terms of styling, and everything. So it's reading through that. It's taking its time, which is great. We wanted to take its time so it can thoroughly understand how to use it. Oh, look at that. Perfect. I read through the Dice Bear documentation. It is a fantastic choice for an avatar generator. Here's a summary of the API, its limitations, and some ideas of what we can build. Dice Bear is an open source library that generates SVG avatars dynamically. Its core superpower is that it is deterministic, meaning if you feed it a specific seed, like a username, email, or random string, it uses a pseudo-random number generator to always output the exact same avatar for that seed. It offers multiple distinct styles like pixel art, abstract shape, robots, and human characters, and allows for deep customization of individual traits, hair, eyes, color, etc., via URL parameters or the JS library. Limitations to keep in mind: predefined assets. You are limited to the styles and traits provided by the library. You can't easily upload a custom hat unless you build a completely custom style from scratch. SVG focus, it natively outputs SVGs. While SVGs are great for styling and performance, if users need pings or JPEGs for social media, we will need to handle that conversion on the front end, drawing the SVG as onto a canvas and exporting it. So that'd be good, right? URL length, if we use the HTTP API directly, passing dozens of custom parameters can make the URL very long. Using the JS library directly in our React app is usually better for highly customized editors. And not cryptographically secure. The randomizer is meant for visual variety, not security, so seeds shouldn't be used to hide sensitive data. Ideas for a creative and engaging app. Here are a few ideas, innovative concepts we could build around this API. Vibe check, the personality-driven avatar studio. Instead of just picking eyes and hair, the user answers a few fun personality questions or type in their current mood. We hash their answers into a seed to generate their base avatar. We then give them a sleek, modern customizer studio to fine-tune the results. Key features a randomized slot machine button with satisfying animations, style switching, and download as a trading card feature that puts their avatar on a stylus card with their personality stats. Teamtown, build roster light generator, an app designed for community managers, gamers, or startup founders. Just paste in a list of 50 names or emails, and the app instantly generates a cohesive brand grid of avatars for the whole team using a specific style. Key features: bulk export, app ability to set a global brand color that applies to avatars in a drag and drop interactive org chart or team photo canvas. Storycast, RPG character cast creator, an app for tabletop RPG players or writers to generate an entire cast of characters. You can lock certain traits, make them have glasses, or make them all robots, and randomize the rest. Local storage to save your party, trait locking, and ability to export a group lined image. The Daily Morph, gamified avatar evolution, an interactive, gamified experience where the avatar changes based on daily inputs or browser interactions. Users start with the base seed and they apply mutations by interacting with the UI. Have a user-friendly motion for smooth transition between avatar states, hidden Easter egg seeds, and a minimalistic, brutalistic neon sign system. All right, what do we want to do here? I like this one. This one's actually almost like a lead magnet. Instead of just picking up eyes and hair, the user answers a few fun personality questions or type in their current mood. We hash their ideas into a seed to generate their base avatar. We then give them a sleek, modern, customized studio to fine-tune the results. Great. Okay, cool. Let's turn that into a lead magnet, shall we? That'd be fun. Perfect. I actually love the idea behind number 1, the vibe check, because of the nature of the fun personality quiz. I can actually see this turning into a fun lead magnet where the reward will be to see their avatar. What do you think about that idea? Also, what niche would benefit from this lead magnet? So again, we're still talking with our AI, and it hasn't built anything yet because we are just talking with it. Okay. So I think turning it into a lead magnet is a brilliant strategy. Quizzes are incredibly high converting because people naturally love discovering things about themselves. Pairing that fit psychology hook with a personalized visual reward, the avatar, makes the result highly shareable, which can create a great viral loop for your brand. Here are a few niches that would benefit massively from this. Tech and SaaS product dev tools, a what's your work coding style? Tech audiences love personalized avatars like robots or pixel art for their GitHub or Slack profiles. Cool. Coaching and wellness, a discover your inner archetype quiz. The reward would be one of the dice players' soft, abstract shape styles that represent their specific energy or personality style type. Marketing and creative agencies, a what's your creative superpower quiz. Agencies can use this to capture leads by giving potential clients a bold, stylized character card. And gaming, Web3, or communities, a discover your true player class quiz. This perfectly fits communities looking to give their members a unique identity. Okay. Let's go with okay. Um, maybe we can use all four of those and just have it as the first pick category, and that's how it determines what kind of avatar it creates. So, um, what do you what do you think about actually using all four of these ideas? And it would be part of the first question to direct the path of other questions and the type of avatar generated. Don't do anything yet. I just want to know your thoughts on that. I think that is an incredible, ambitious, and brilliant idea. Instead of just a single tool, you'd be building an avatar multiverse or a comprehensive avatar studio. By using that first question as a router, what are you creating today just for fun? My team, a story cast, a daily experiment. You instantly personalize the experience while capturing leads across multiple different niches at once. Here is why this works well. Massive appeal. A startup founder looking for team avatars and a gamer looking for a character cast will both find exactly what they need. Replay value, users will want to come back and try other paths just to see what kind of avatar they get generated and showcase. It perfectly shows off the avatar. The only thing to keep in mind, we need a very strong, cohesive design system like a sleek, modern studio vibe so that all the four paths feel like they belong in the same app rather than four separate apps glued together. I absolutely love the direction. Where I say don't do anything yet. What about once their avatar is generated, we can save it to local storage and we can allow them to then use the seed of their avatar to customize it with some preset options. That would be additive to their current avatar. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna put this my other screen here so I can see y'all. All right. This is a fantastic idea and it actually plays perfectly into how the Dicebear API is engineered. Because the API is deterministic, the seed acts as the DNA of the avatar, which we save their seed to local storage. They essentially own the base character. Here's why the additive customization idea is so powerful technically and from a user experience standpoint. Trade override Dicebear allows you to pass a seed and specific trade parameters at the same time. So if their base seed is Alex123, we can keep that seed locked into the preserves in their facial structure based look, but add accessories, glasses, neon to the API call. It feels like they're upgrading their specific character rather than rolling a completely new random one. Progression and gamification. If it turns the app from a simple generate and leave tool into a collection and upgrade experience. They start with a base avatar from the quiz and then unlock or apply fun preset filters, make it a cyberpunk, adds a holiday hat, turn it into a zombie, frictionless return. Since it's local storage, when they come back to the site, their avatar is right there waiting for them, ready to be tweaked further. What do you think about allowing them to also label/name their avatars? So as they are creating a collection, they can actually sort and find them easily. So we're continuing to talk with our virtual AI assistant here, which is using Ask AI. And you notice we haven't built anything yet. We're just having a conversation. And then that avoids the overwhelm that people naturally feel by typing into that big black box that says, let's build something, right? Into just a natural conversation like you'd have with a developer, like pre-planning out your idea. And then we go into the contract phase. So we're almost at the end of this consultation. This is a brilliant naming. Avatars transforms the name from a simple generator into a true collective experience, giving users real ownership over their creations. Technically, we would just store an object in local storage containing the name, seed, style, and since we have a fantastic core loop planned, are you ready to? Okay, I want to add this. I want to push this one step further, just to make this even cooler. Okay, so just to push this a little further, what do you think about building an avatar world? This is gonna be wild, guys. All right, hear me out. Avatar world that allows the user's avatar to interact with each other in their own world, and we can actually observe the avatars just walking around and connecting with each other. What do you think about this idea? This is wild, guys. This is going to be so cool. And I've actually done something similar to this with another game that I made where I had some cats walking around and interacting with each other. And I think we can do this now with them being SVGs. We'll actually be able to create some really cool things going on here. I absolutely love this. It evolves the app from a simple generator like into a Tamagotchi or sandbox style idle game, giving users a reason to keep the tab open just to watch their avatars live. Since Diceberg generates static faces or bursts, we would animate them to hop or float around a 2D canvas, popping a little emoji, speech bubbles when they bump into each other, based on their unique personality seeds. Oh man, this is so cool. All right. Yeah, I'm thinking of a Sims-like experience here. What kind of technology libraries do you think would best suit this? I would love this world to be 3D. So I'm thinking of WebGL, 3.js, and maybe other libraries to ensure shading and lighting are hyper realistic. What are your thoughts on this? So guys, we're just developing our idea. It's gonna kind of push back on some things. It'll contribute, right, until we finalize and lock in this idea. So we've already just turned from just a simple avatar generator to now that we've generated the avatars, let's make them live, right? And then that'll create a really engaging lead magnet, because now the user is able to actually just create multiple avatars and have them walk around, but also it's generating leads for the business, because now they can have their customization, but also depending on what their business is, let me see, they'll be able to reach out to those people. I love the direction. I love the ambition of a 3D Sims-like world. However, see how it's pushing me back? We have a slightly technical hurdle. The DicePlayer API only generates 2D static images, SVG pings, not 3D models. If you want to use 3.js and WebGL for hyper-realistic 3D environment, we would need to pivot to a 3D avatar provider like Ready Player Me. Alternatively, we can stick with DicePlayer, build a vibrant 2D isometric or top-down world. Think Hobo Hotel or Stardew Valley, which also creates a highly engaging idle game feel. Let's do that, right? Keeping our connection with this API that we've already vetted, right? We can jump into the other one after, but what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go ahead and copy this. Oops. Actually, since I can't copy, I'm just going to, actually, I can. I'm going to copy this. Right? And we're going to go like this. And we're not going to click submit, because once we click submit, AI Studio is like, okay, cool, we're done. Let's go ahead and just start building. We're not going to be ready for that yet. I've answered the question you had above. I think that would work best. Now that we have everything, let's go into the planning mode. Here, I want you to create a technical and creative brief for the engineer. Brief that brief like you will be passing it on to a engineer and creative director to build this for us. Please make sure this brief is highly thorough and covers everything from A to Z, right? I just like cover everything. What this looks like is making sure to revisit the full idea and understand what technology stacks we will need, what dependencies we will need, what styles we will need. Please also add a full rundown of what the API covers and what we can covers, what the API abilities are, and how that loops into our idea here. Please also cover the phased out approach. This phased out build approach should be super thorough and cover everything that is to be done in that phase, and by the time we reach the end of the phases, we would have a full project. Please don't skip anything. I want you to read through the brief twice before presenting it to me to ensure you didn't miss anything. There should be no gaps, no part of our idea missing. The phases should also explain not only what is to be done during the phase, but what the expected outcome of the phase is. And when please make sure this is all done on a new markdown, MD stands for markdown file called project_brief.md. Boom. All right, so now we just submitted that really thorough planning prompt to our virtual assistant. We gave it specific instructions of what to do and also where to put all this stuff onto. We're at the end, it's going to be creating a new file called project_brief, which is what we're going to refer to once we're creating the plan. But at least now that document lives in the scaffold and we'll understand how everything works. All right. Great. We created a project_brief. Look at this, guys. So we have a whole brief here, right? So project brief, vibe check, the avatar multiverse. Executive summary, vibe check is an interactive, highly engaging web application that merges a personality quiz, an avatar generator, and a 2D idle sandbox game. Users take a vibe check quiz with which deterministically generates a unique character. Using the Dicebear API, users can then name their avatars to a local collection. Then the crown jewel of the application is a multiverse, a 2D isometric top-down idle world where the users collect avatars, wonder, interact, and display personality quirks based on their original quiz answers. Technology, stack, and dependencies, front-end framework, React 18 with TypeScript. That's a given, right? That's the price entry because AI Studio is a React app builder. Styling, Tailwind CSS, Shade CN UI for rapid, accessible, and themable UI components. Animations, frame of motion for fluid page transitions, UI macro interactions, and quiz step animations. State management, Just Done recommended or React Context API for managing the user's avatar collection and the active state of the 2D world across routes. World rendering, HTML5 canvas API, or optimized DOM manipulation using absolute positioning and CSS transformations for the 2D idle world. And API access Dicebear API. Storage is browser local storage. Design and aesthetic direction. Again, you don't have to understand everything that's going on here, guys, but it's just important that you understand the gist, right? Now, one thing I want to look here is just to make sure that it calls out mobile responsiveness. We want to make sure that covers it too. Can you please take into consideration what we will need to ensure this app is also mobile responsive for phone and tablet? Then take this and add it to the plan, please. Please also include the full scaffold of the app in the plan. The full file scaffold of the app, and include that in the plan. So right now we're in planning phase right now. That's the P in Cupid. So we are building this out little by little here. Okay, so it's going to update the project brief.md with all of this here. Great. So it updated that. Now we can actually see our code and we can look for this markdown file. Project brief, here we go. We just search for it right here. And there we go. Perfect. Okay, so now we should have the scaffold. Look at that, the file scaffolding, and it tells you what each of the files do as well. So we can really understand our project here. I've successfully updated the project to include comprehensive session for mobile responsiveness and a detailed project file scaffold that will let you know the file is ready to start. All right, cool. So now that we have the whole plan written out, right, we have our new mobile responsive section right here. Right, so all this looks good. You can just do a rough read through of all the different phases so you understand what is going on here, right? And let's go ahead and just jump right into implementation here. So this all looks great. Thank you. I'm ready if you are. Actually, I want to say this all looks great. Thank you. Do you feel we have everything we need to get ready for the build? Don't do anything just yet. Please just answer that question. Okay. And again, we haven't built anything just yet. Yes, we have everything we need. The project brief is comprehensive, covering the tech stack, API mechanisms, mobile strategy, and a clear phased-out plan, which are full with our full file scaffold. I'm fully prepared to start building phase 1 whenever you are. Great. Let's build phase by phase, please. And at the end of each phase, I'd love for you to give me a summary of what was built and how I can test it to ensure smoke testing passes the phase. Ready when you are to begin phase 1. So see this back and forth. We're talking to each other like teammates. And now we're actually going to go ahead and jump into the build. Now we have this beautiful laid out plan, and we can make sure everything is built and we don't skip anything, right? Everything is considered here. Okay. So, guys, just a little time check here. We are 41 minutes in, right? And we have already done our consulting, we've done our planning, and now we're jumping into the build. Okay. That is pretty standard for a comprehensive um, planning strategy before the build, right? So, this will set your AI assistant up for success to be able to build you the most amazing first draft ever. And that's why I call it Cupid, actually, because if you follow this framework, consulting, planning, implementation, deployment, you will fall in love with even your first draft. It'll be straight to the vision, right? Now we already have an idea of how it's going to look, what it's going to do, how it's going to function, and not just like thrown into like, hey, build me whatever, right? I just want this, and it's going to build whatever, right? We're really defining this. Look at this. Here we go. I like the I like the gradient thing that it has here. Boop. And if you ever want to take a look and see what is going on, we can always check out by clicking on that little arrow there. Okay, great. So I've successfully completed phase one, the foundation and vibe quiz. Here's a summary of what was built: the app scaffolding and routing, state and logic, the vibe quiz, Dicebar integration, the reveal. How to smoke test phase one, navigate to the homepage. You will see the welcome screen. And this is really how user acceptance testing is done too, right? So it's going to walk us through how we can actually smoke test our app. So that way we can ensure there's no issues happening as the build is happening. So navigate the home page, you will see the welcome screen and a start vibe check button. Take the quiz, click the start button, answer the 3 questions, ensure the progress bar updates and the screen transitions smoothly. View the avatar. After the last question, you should see the meet your avatar reveal screen, showing a unique Dicebar avatar along with his calculated style and seed. Proceed, click continue to verify it routes you to the collection placeholder page. All right, so this is our smoke test. Start the vibe check. What is your ideal weekend activity? Coding a new project. Choose your preferred aesthetic. I'm gonna go with 8-bit nostalgia. How do you usually solve problems? Trial and error until it works. Meet your avatar. Look, it created the avatar. Look at that. Meet your avatar generated based on unique personality traits. Style, pixel art. Seed is this, right? So now the seed is saved to our inventory. We press continue. Your collection coming in phase 3 for now. This is just a placeholder. Perfect. It goes to that. So that's exactly how we want it. Okay. Perfect. Phase 1 looks great. Just curious, where does the lead magnet part of it come in for the user to type in their email and name? Great catch. The lead magnet email capture usually works best right after the user finishes the last quiz question, but before we reveal the generated avatar, as it builds anticipation and increases conversion. Would you like me to add this lead capture step, name email into the quiz flow right now or before we move on to phase 2? Yes, please. So this actually can be like an onboarding kind of thing too, which is pretty awesome. And then we can actually, because the SVG is being generated, we can actually move that SVG into an uploaded file on the user's profile, and maybe even use that file as their avatar for the client profile, which is pretty awesome. And then anytime you communicate with them, it can pull from that avatar and use that avatar as their thing. Let's see here. Okay, I've successfully added the leak capture step to the quiz right now before the flow you revealed. You can test it out after answering the final question. It will prompt you for your name and email to unlock the generated avatar. Okay, coding new project. Let's do Cyberpunk and Neon this time, and trial and error. Your avatar is ready. We're going to enter our name and email, reveal my avatar. Look at my avatar. Bots. Seed, press continue, done. Okay, cool. All right. And again, the implementation phase is not when you go to change the plan, but just add on to the plan. I would like a small animation that uses after the user clicks continue. I would love a small animation text bubble styled conversation that uses their avatar to greet them and welcome them to their and welcome them. It then invites them to click a glowing collection button to click a glowing collection button to enter their collection. I don't know if you want to add this to phase 1, or should this be a phase of its own? And we're going to say it's the current behavior. Currently, by clicking the continue button, it just brings the user to the collection. What do you think at the end here? Mm-hmm. So it's actually I guess it's adding it to the quiz flow. Okay. We can see what it's doing here. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. So we can already see what it's going to be doing here. Okay, added. Okay, so let's go ahead and test it out. Coding a new project, cozy and minimalistic, and trial and error until it works. It gives us the thing here, and reveal my avatar. Meet your avatar, generated based on unique personality traits. Hey Savion, I'm your new avatar. I'm so excited to explore the multiverse with you. Let's go to your collection. Enter my collection. Look at that. And it goes to the collection. Beautiful. The amazing things you could do. Guys, remember, the only limit you have with AI is your imagination. So think on, my friends, and you will build some beautiful things. All right, so let's go ahead and just jump into phase 2. Okay, great. I think we are ready to move into phase 2, and we can do this just to kind of get it back on track, because we did kind of detour just a tiny bit there. Phase 2. All right. So we just copied what phase 2 is, and then it's going to actually pull that in there. Mm-hmm. All right, so right now it's building out that customization UI for the customization of our avatar, naming of the avatar and everything like that, and implementing local storage to save the avatar object DNA into a persistent array. Cool. You don't need to know what that means. Just know it's working. Your AI is working with you as a guide, so that way you have the smartest member of your team on your side. You're just the director and the driver of the car. You don't need to know exactly how the engine works. I don't know how my engine works when I drive my car, right? All of the ins and outs and all that. You don't need to know all of that. Your AI does. And you want to make sure that your AI does, right? By just asking questions and being inquisitive, and it'll guide you in the right place. So, yeah. We actually like it that it's taking its time right now on implementing the avatar customization UI. So it's taking all the parameters from DiceBear, which is the API we're using to create these avatars. And we can even then at the end of this, if you really wanted to, I'm not going to do it in this MVP of the app, but you can actually connect your HighLevel CRM to it. Actually, you know what? I will do it on this MVP because it's easy. You don't need an API or anything like that to do that, because it'll be just part of form data. Mm-hmm. All right, so I've completed phase 2, avatar customization and naming. It's still working on it. Phase 2, avatar customization and naming. Here's what I built. Customized interface, creating an avatar customizer component that allows users to tweak their avatar backgrounds, colors, and name. Mobile first design implemented a responsive layout that uses a side panel on desktop and a bottom drawer vol shock drawer on, you don't need to know what that means, on mobile to maximize the avatar preview area. Just pay attention to these things right here because, again, one of the cool things about working with AI is that AI will teach you different things along the way, different terminologies, different technologies. And then as you continue to work with it, you know what that technology does, you could then direct the AI even better, right? Even use it in like, hey, what do you think about using this technology, right? Like I mentioned, like using WebGL or React 3.js, things like that, right? You'll just learn all that along the way. You don't need to know all the answers at first. Integration and persistence, integrated the custom step directly into a quiz flow right after the reveal, ensuring the customized DNA name are accurately passed to local storage. How to test it? Go to the quiz and enter your name. You will now land on the customization step. Try changing the avatar's name and selecting the different background colors. Notice how it updates the avatar in real time. If you test a mobile viewport, you'll see the customization options neatly tucked under a bottom drawer. Click Save and continue to see your personalized greeting using your new avatar name. Let's go ahead and test this out first. And then actually, I think it would be a great spot to integrate our CRM with HighLevel. So let's go ahead and go here. Let's go here. We're going to say this time hiking the mountains, cozy and minimalistic, and we're going to be trusting our gut, right? And reveal the avatar. Look, meet your avatar. Customize your generated avatar before saving. We're going to call it Sally, and the background color can be transparent. I like the transparent one. No, Sally. All right, and save. Hey Savion, I'm Sally. I'm so excited to explore the multiverse with you. Let's go to our collection. The collection hasn't been built yet, but now we have the customization aspect of it. But it did do some weird thing where it actually, every time I typed a letter, it moved out of that letter for some reason, out of that field. So let me give it that feedback. Hey, just some quick feedback. I noticed that every time I typed a letter, I'm gonna say everything flowed correctly. Just one weird thing. I noticed that every time I typed a letter, it would unfocus the input box and not let me type anymore until I click the box, until I click the field again. Can we fix this, please? Okay. So now it's going through potential causes for the issue that we experienced here. But also, we should also now have a not page source. We want to go to inspect. If you don't see inspect, you can go to developer settings within your, what do you call it? Within your Chrome browser or Safari, right? Whatever you're using. And we want to go into our developer tools here. And we want to actually see if it saved it to memory. We click on memory, right? And we can see memory, it saved some of these instances here, right? So that's already saved there. So that is confirmed here. Very cool. All right. Let's close this now. Great. The issue was caused by an inline component definition inside the main component, which caused React to completely destroy and recreate the input field on every single keystroke. I've extracted it into a standalone component and passed the state down as prompts. So it will now retain the focus perfectly while you type. All right, let's try it again. Playing retro video games, Cyberpunk and Neo, and looks for a creative workaround. And we're going to say, my name is Savion. All right, we got a pixel. And now we can say, we'll call this guy John. That worked. And we'll give him a yellow background. Save. Hey, Savion, I'm John. I'm so excited to explore the multiverse with you. Let's go to our collection. Collection's being built in phase 3. Cool. So we did phase 2. Okay. Perfect. Just out of curiosity, I would love, since this is a lead magnet, I would love the details of the that the user answers, and for the avatar generated to be stored on the customer's profile in my CRM. Can we make this happen? And then it's going to ask us to connect our CRM, right? And then it'll actually bring all that together, everything at the answer, right into the CRM as a seamless experience. That's the beauty of working with AI Studio, because it's all connected. Now we get to connect our CRM. Says, yes, we can absolutely send the user's name, email, the generated avatar directly to the CRM. I've triggered the integration setup. Just select your configuration from the prompt and we'll wire up the data layer. Great, so it's going to do all the hard work for us. We don't need to worry about anything. And we're going to test this out as well. This is all part of phase 2. And guys, this is, again, all free. We're not paying for any APIs or any external things. The only thing we're paying for is our HighLevel subscription and our AI usage within HighLevel. But right now, actually, small commercial, if you're watching this video before August 31st, 2026, HighLevel does have a promotion called the Summer of AI, built right into the program, so that way you can actually get free AI use up until August 31st. If you have HighLevel, or if you don't have HighLevel, still go ahead and click on the link in my description there. That'll get you 30 days of free AI usage and a 30-day free trial of HighLevel right at your disposal, right there at the bottom in my description. Go ahead and click it, sign up, and you won't regret it, because it's going to be an amazing experience for you, where you'll be able to build something really amazing that can help out your community, help out your business and other businesses that you work with, and all for free for whatever time. And like, now is the best time to do it, because you have until August 31st. So From now until August 31st, you have infinite possibilities that you can make for free. All right, in the commercial there, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and also click on the link to sign up for HighLevel or get your free summer of AI right there. All right. So now we've set up form tracking. Let's go ahead and test this out again. Start the vibe, playing retro video games, cozy and minimalistic, analyze all the data, and I'm going to create a new name. We're going to call him Sammy, and we're going to use Savion plus Viber at stillinframe.com. And there we go. We have Sammy. We'll just call him Sammy. And save and continue. And there we go. Hey, Sammy. I'm Sammy. I'm excited to explore the multiverse with you. Let's go to our collection. Okay? And now we're at our collection. But now, at this point, we have already collected their information. So if we go to our contacts here, we should have a new contact, Sammy. And we should also have some more details. If we don't, that's fine. We will build that. Generated avatar. So we have the link to their avatar and the quiz answers, right? But we want to make sure that this is usable data. So I'm going to go ahead and ask it to do something else here. Please ensure that the data being fed to the CRM is attached to real fields, and if a field doesn't exist for that type, go ahead and create a custom field, please. I would also like the SVG that is generated to be uploaded to the custom image field in their profile. All right. Here we go. I wonder if we can actually upload it as their profile picture. I'll ask it next. Let's see what it's doing. I've uploaded the integration to fetch the generated SVG directly from Diceberg, convert it to a file, and upload it securely to your newly registered custom field avatar image within your CRM profile. I also made the quiz answers are stored cleanly in their own custom build text. Is there anything else you want me to do before moving to phase 3? Let's go ahead and test this out. Coding a new project, wilderness and nature, and we analyze all the data. We're going to create Veronica. Veronica. And it's going to be Savion plus vibe Veronica at stillinframe.com. That's Veronica, guys. That's Veronica. Avatar's name is Kudo. Kuto. And he has a blue background. Hey Veronica, I'm Kuto. I'm so excited. Here we go. And boom. Now let's go ahead and check our contacts again. Let's just make sure that came through correct. Oops. We have Veronica. External form, right? We have the avatar uploaded here. We can see it. That's on the profile. And quiz answers. Okay, it's still coming up as this. And this would be also a great way to segment your audience too, through like from email marketing, right? So now that we've answered these questions, we can kind of gear, depending on what you build, right? The questions that you ask and things like that, that'll build up to this. So I'm gonna say, okay. It's still not putting it in their own fields. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna screenshot this because Ask AI can understand screenshots. I'm gonna say, oh, damn. Okay, hold on. Bring it over. Okay, there we go. And okay, great. The avatar did load up great as an image on its own custom field. However, the avatar questions are still showing up as JSON on one field. I want each answer to be its own field, please. Also, can we convert the SVG to PNG and have it uploaded as the user's profile picture in the CRM? That'll be interesting, right? So let's see here. We're giving it a big task here, right? And also at the end of our session today, we will go through the cost of all of this and how much it would have costed you if you were not on the summer of AI. So we can realistically look at like, hey, if we build something like this, what's it going to cost? But once you build something like this, you can actually kind of reuse it as a snapshot on different customer projects and just modify the questions and update everything. So it should cost a lot less than just building it from scratch. So I actually did the conversion, which is going to be great. I have updated the integration to map each quiz answer to its own custom field in the CRM instead of bundling as JSON. I've also added a utility that converts the generated SVG avatar into a ping while on the fly and uploads it as the user's main profile picture in the CRM. You can test this out by going through the flow again. Okay. Oh, one thing I noticed as well is that the email is not, well, I think it might have to do with the domain maybe. So let's try a different domain or a different email. So we're gonna try this. Reading at a cafe, cozy and minimalistic, and we're gonna trust our gut. We're gonna call this guy Ike, and it's gonna be Ike at stillinframe.com. Okay, that's our avatar. We're gonna call this avatar Sue. Sue looks really sad. But that's a really fun avatar to work with there. And we're save and continue. Hey Ike, I'm Sue. I'm so excited. She doesn't look very excited, but that's okay. We're going to enter the collection. Okay, cool. So now, if we go to contacts, we should have an Ike. Okay. Okay, I don't see a new profile picture here for Ike. Contact image. I'm gonna screenshot that because then I'll send that to a studio. Let's see. Okay, ideal weekend activity, chill, preferred aesthetic, minimal, problem-solving style, gut, right? And then what we could do with this is actually use AI like a ChatGPT workflow and bring in those keywords and customize messages directly to that person. So that's another way of customizing that outreach there and segmenting the audience. Now I noticed I didn't upload anything. So, but it did create the fields. And I created the first name. It didn't upload the email. Okay. I'm going to take a screenshot of this top part. So it's just going back and forth. Hey, I noticed that the questions were split into their own fields. Thank you for that. 2 issues though. The image didn't upload to the contact profile picture. And the email didn't collect to the profile. I'm going to take that other screenshot that I took, recent, this one. Can we fix this, please? Mm-hmm. And if we can get this to work, that would be an amazing insight into how we can maybe create like onboarding forms that will allow you to have them upload a photo, and that photo will upload as their profile picture, which is awesome for like social media things or whatever we need to do. Or creating like a client portal that allows them to upload their images to be used for like social media stuff or whatever, right? So we have a bunch of possibilities here. Okay, I fixed both issues. Email collection, the email input field was missing name attribute, which caused the form submission to send an empty value. I've updated name equals email, so properly captures and maps to your CRM. Profile picture. Instead of updating the avatar as a standard file attachment, I've upgraded the integration to convert the image to a base64 data URL and pass it directly to the CRM's native image field. This ensures it sets the contact's actual profile picture rather than attaching a file to the record. All right, let's see how that works. We're going to do reading at a cafe, cozy and minimalistic, and we're going to look for a creative workaround. We're going to call this guy Terry. And his email is terry@stillinframe.com. Here's Terry. Oh, that actually works for that. We're going to call him Greg. Hey, Terry, I'm Greg. Awesome. Let's go ahead and check out Terry's profile now. If we go back to contacts, we should hopefully see Terry's completed profile here. Contacts. Great. We have an email. We have Terry. And if we refresh, okay. So Terry's profile picture did not update, right? And nothing was updated here, but we still have the answers here, right? So let's figure this out. So the email uploaded, but now the profile picture is still being a pain. So let's go ahead and take a screenshot. Let's reward it for what it's done correctly, and then we'll work on this. We're still on phase 2, right? This is just the iterations that you have to do while you're building to make it the perfect app for you. Perfect. The email worked, but the profile picture didn't update. Can we please do deep research on how we can make this happen, please? So we're going to send it to do some research on HighLevel site, looking to see what we can do to fix that. So this is all working through right now. Give it a moment. Drink some water. We're just waiting for this to complete here. Okay, great. I've updated the avatar invitation to convert the SVG to a PNG file and upload it to a newly created avatar image custom field. So what's happening here? I've done a deep dive into CRM's form tracking capabilities. Here's what I found. The external form tracking API does not natively support setting the contact's core profile picture directly from a form submission. It only supports mapping to standard text fields and custom field uploads. However, I have implemented the next best solution. I created a new custom field upload field called avatar image. The code now successfully converts the generated SVG into a highly quality ping file on the fly and uploads it directly to this custom field on a user's profile. This means you will now have the ping file safely attached to every contact. If you strictly need it as their main profile picture, you can easily set up a quick automation workflow inside your CRM that takes the file from the avatar image custom field and updates their profile picture automatically. You can test in the flow again, and the email will capture will flow. I'm curious about the automation. Great. Let's first make sure that this works. Hiking in the mountains, wilderness, and we're going to do trial and error until it works. Tester at stillinframe.com. Farah. Okay. Now we have Farah in our we have tester here. All came through. Let's check that the image was uploaded. It is. It's right here, and it's a ping file. There's our ping. Right? And let's see here.